Hello friends and welcome to another live video stream. This time we're gonna react and comment about the last episode of Game of Thrones. We are really in shock.
Can you believe it's the last one? It's finally come to an end. Wow.
We just ended and we are taking it to the internet to tell our impressions and in my case to rant a little bit because I'm disappointed in many aspects. Beyond belief. In others, I'm satisfied, but in many I'm not. So I really want to express this with you guys. Hopefully, some of you will join us. I really need you today, guys. I need, you to.
You need the mental support.
To get in the chat, please. I need some help here to reconcile my semi-anger, or not to say anger, about the final few minutes of the episode where our hero was relegated, expelled, imprisoned, and I don't know, put down like he was a piece of crap.
No, I mean, you know, everybody wanted him to be king, right? Everybody wanted him to be king. They wanted it because he was a good guy, he had integrity. Everybody wanted it, but you know, like any other great show, they're always going to surprise you and do like a shocker. Now, I didn't expect it to be Bran, however. But, you know, because Bran was the one that told the whole story about him being a Targaryen. But I'm content. I am content.
I like the fact that they chose a new king. I didn't care it was not Jon Snow, although I was expecting him to be. But it's okay. Unexpected things are fine. Plot twists are fine. But not putting down our hero into the dust and saying him expel him because he killed a supervillain, because Daenerys transforms herself in a villain in the last episode. So he actually did a heroic thing by what he did, in my opinion, and
but
his reward. Yeah, but it's not treason when you are rebelling against a tyrant, you know.
Yeah,
so it's insane.
I guess to the people it was treason. But he always said he never wanted to be king. He doesn't want to be, you know, he doesn't want to rule the Seven Kingdoms. He doesn't care for the Iron Throne. You know, so I think it was said from the very beginning. We wanted him to do something, you know, we wanted him to say something, say that he's a true heir, but he never did.
To our friend, Historias Reales 2. Mi amigo, este es un comentario de del episodio. No podemos mostrar el episodio por razones obvias. We can't show the Game of Thrones episodes for obvious reasons, guys. This is a live comment reaction. It's not a showing of the episode, which is illegal, as you know, right? HBO owns the rights of Game of Thrones, and that's the only legal way to do it. So I just want to clarify this just in case, okay? The episode just ended a few minutes ago and we are here to comment it. And we do need you guys to help us to reconcile these shocking facts. That
we want to know what you think, guys.
I don't know if
But I'm content. I'm content. I know it was disappointing, but look at how it ended. First, I mean, well, actually, let's start from the earlier part from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
When Tyrion was walking around and you could just see his disappointment, he doesn't, you know, this is awful what he did. Everybody's you know, Jon Snow, and then Daenerys, she was happy. She wanted more. She was thirsting for more power, absolute power.
When she gave that speech where she said that the rest of the world is going to be liberated, I mean, it was a confirmation for everybody that her power has totally corrupted her and she lost the sense of reality. She completely was in La La Land at that moment, drunk with power. She considered herself the righteous vindicator of the war. So, you know, it's this same story of all dictators, right? Dictators in the war, they believe they are doing the right thing. And they
tell people they say that so people want to hear these ideals and these great things, and then they believe them.
Or brainwash other people to believe that, and they act as if they were, you know, the the righteous hand of God, you know. So Daenerys came to that level, and I don't know if you agree with me, but Daenerys without her dragons was nothing in terms of real power, right? Her dragons was, you know, without her dragons, she would not have gained power really. She wouldn't have done what she did. And many of the things she did were good, but you know, at the end, everything collapsed.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you could tell, you know, she had a smile on her face when she was giving that speech after they won that battle, and then, you know, she believed what she was saying, and the people were supportive of her. And Jon still had that look on his face. Tyrion, you know, Tyrion gave up, and he just did it in front of everybody. So, and then when Jon Snow and Daenerys had their moment alone, when she was in front of the throne, she believed it too, and she was feeding into Jon, like, this is it, this is my power.
But didn't I tell you just before it happened that he was gonna kill her? I told you that it's the only possible way.
I don't know. I didn't expect
him to die.
That. I did not expect him to do that.
She had to die, or the dragon had to be turned.
I was hoping that he would somehow come out and say that he's a rightful heir, and then that he would just put her in prison or something. I don't know, but because he loved her, I didn't think he would kill her. But you could see him torn throughout the whole time, like what to do. Even when he went to go see Tyrion when he was in prison. And he was like, I love her. No, I can't do this. She's my queen.
And what do you think about the dragon's reaction, right? The dragon had the chance to kill Jon Snow after it saw that he killed his freaking mother, right? But I could see there that the dragon turned. You know, the dragon kind of being a semi-intelligent being, or a really intelligent being. I don't know how they put this in the books, but normally dragons are very intelligent. I think recognized that killing Daenerys was probably necessary, you know, at that point.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think, you know, he was semi-intelligent. You know, he was like trying to move her, but he also couldn't do anything to Jon because Jon is a Targaryen too. So, and that's why he burned the throne, because he was upset. That is what drove her to the very edge and got her killed. So, guys, if you're out there, please let us know what you guys think.
Yes, tell us, please, what do you think about the ending? If you are satisfied with the ending.
Yeah, do you think Jon should have killed her? I don't know.
I mean, do you wanted to see a different... I know there was a big controversy about the previous episode when Daenerys turned evil, and there was even a petition signed of almost, I think, more than 1 million signatures or something like that wanted the creators of Game of Thrones to change the entire season 8. Which is another debate by itself, right? Come on, guys, it's not gonna happen. But
write your own, do your own show, you know. But we have to accept what it is sometimes.
We gotta accept it, but that doesn't mean we have to accept it quietly. So I like that they protest, and there is one hope though that they left the episode completely open.
True. I mean, you know, we have the Queen of the North. By the way, kudos to Sansa. She broke her own little deal, and she didn't want to be a part of the Seven Kingdoms. She wanted to be on her own. So they agreed to that. She made her own deal with Bran.
I think that was very smart too, and you know, she really acted in the best interest of her people. You know, she could have just accepted and that's it, but she was really there for the North, I think.
Yeah, and she gained the respect of her people. She wasn't, like she said earlier, she wasn't the young naive girl she was in the very beginning of the show. Everything that she's gone through in her life made her who she was at that moment. You know, being a strategic thinker, you know, all that the Littlefinger put her through, all that, what is that other guy? I can't think of his name.
What was his name?
The one, Ramsay, all that Ramsay put her through, all the things she went through. So I think, you know, she basically became the woman she was, and she became Lady of the North and Queen of the North. So I thought that was pretty cool.
The ending for her and the people of the North. What was the name of the North city?
Winterfell.
Winterfell, yes.
Queen of Winterfell.
I already forgot.
Queen of Winterfell.
So yes, their fate was actually probably the best of all the fates because they control their own destiny now, and they have a deal and with the king, which is part of their own family. So they know we're not going to be betrayed at least until he leaves. So that was a good
Hopefully
choice
not.
for him.
Bran is kind of like this, you know.
Yeah, what's about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Bran is like he has no feelings. He has no. I don't know if he necessarily has any loyalties or anything either because he's the three-eyed raven. Remember? So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe that makes him a decent king because he can maybe think objectively. I don't know, but
Yeah, that change of him, it was a little weird too. Like, it was also very criticized on the internet that he suddenly became a no feeling stone face person. You know, it's like, okay, he's like all knowing now. So it's actually Tyrion decision to or suggestion to make him king. I think is a good one. Also, the decision that he would not, have heirs and. Also, it's a good one. It's like you could say that they created the first republic, almost, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
That makes sense. You're right. It was an interesting.
So that part I really liked it. I really liked that they changed the system of government. Okay, they switched from monarchy to a semi-republic or republic in a way. So it's a very good thing, right? It's an improvement, especially after all what happened. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm still trying to recover from.
I guess it's like kind of like it shows you the change in times. Like you just because where you were born or who your father was, whether you were legitimate, not legitimate, whatever.
Yes, it's a natural
that
progression.
It doesn't, make you qualified to rule.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that part. That was really smart to do, and yes. So.
But I didn't think it would be Bran. I thought it was going to be Jon or somebody. Or maybe even Tyrion, because he was like this sort of strategic thinker and, the hand of Daenerys because of his approach. So I thought maybe somehow he'd be standing on top. So
yeah. Well, and we know we're going to get a prequel, right? So we're going to get a prequel. HBO is going to continue profiting from this. This is like the chicken or the golden eggs. So, we're gonna keep getting money from that, obviously, and we should because we all want to see more. Also, one thing I liked was how they left the ending. I'm gonna say it again, completely open.
True.
I mean, all these stories are open. Jon Snow is there. And he went to the north. He's alive. He's fine.
Nice
yes, the Winterfell is fine, independent. There could be more stories.
But Jon, he did go with the wildling, so he basically left the Night Watch.
So
right?
this, yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
What do you think about these guys? When Jon Snow left the. How is it called? The Black Keep?
The Night Watch, no?
The night, yes.
Or the Black Keep.
The Black Keep,
like
yes.
Yeah.
When he left the wall, okay, to accompany the wildlings to the true north, right? He seems like he's going there for good. So I thought he was kind of banned to stay as the Night Watch in Castle Rock, Castle Black, I think it's
Castle
called.
Black.
Castle Black. So that's like an exile, right? Like being in prison. So he decided to screw that, and to go to the north, which. Of course, who is going to follow him there? Nobody goes there.
Well,
it's like going to the Arctic.
Everybody let him do that, or they basically gave him that sentence, knowing that he would have some freedom, knowing that he could basically do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end, he has like a smirk, like he's a little smiling when he's going up north. To the Arctic or whatever. So I don't know, but
Jon,
he looks lonely and destroyed. Come on.
First, okay, I mean, Jon grew up. Think about his story. He grew up thinking he was a bastard, that he was never a legitimate child. Okay, he grew up. Then he was sent off to the Night Watch. Remember back in the beginning?
Exactly. We're forgetting all the things he did for the kingdom. How he fought with the Night King like seasons before.
Then somehow he got captured by the Wildlings. I can't remember how. And he was a prisoner of the Wildlings. Remember?
Yes.
And then he fell for who's his wife? I forget her name. Oh, what's her name?
Whose wife?
Who he ended up marrying in real life. the other wildling.
Oh yeah, the red hair. I don't remember her name. Okay, but
Yeah,
she's like
I
a
can't
good
think
with
of
the
her name
bow. Yeah.
But they ended up together. Then
Yeah.
somehow, well, they kind of fell in love, and then somehow he left her, and she shot him with an arrow, or she didn't really shoot. Maybe
No, but let's
hers.
think about that for a second. This guy did so much.
All he went
He
through.
did so much. He went through so much crap. This series was practically around him, and then Daenerys came also. I don't know if in a second plane in a way, or I'm not sure who has more who is more the front runner in this story.
True.
And
we
then
forget Daenerys because in the beginning she had a pretty big role too when she was with.
yes,
Oh God, I forget what they call the.
yeah,
you know?
he went. Yeah,
That
yes.
was a little confusing in the beginning, but now it all makes sense. But again, going back to Jon, look at all he went through. Then he fell in love with Daenerys. He found out who he truly was.
Which, by the way, he fell in love too quickly.
He had to
By
kill
the way,
his love.
Yeah.
Did he have to kill his? Did he have to kill his love, the wildling too?
I think so. She was an
Oh
eye
my
walker.
God.
Oh my God! Yeah, she
So
became
the
an eye
poor
walker.
guy,
Remember?
he always
Yes.
did the right thing.
Yeah, the guy
Jon
has
Snow
bad luck
always
with
did the right thing.
with girls, so it's great. And he died already and resurrected.
Yeah, that's
so come
true.
on! Oh my God!
His people betrayed him. Yes, that's
Jesus.
true.
I thought he was gonna come back. By the way, when he died with superpowers or something, but instead he came back with no powers. You know, like come on.
But they respected him.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, I'm content.
Come on. The
but
more I think
feel
about
bad
the
for
end of Jon
Jon.
Snow, the more I'm pissed. I had to tell you. And for all the rest, I'm okay. With Daenerys turning evil, I know maybe most of you can't swallow that, but I mean, it's okay. I mean, she was driven by vengeance and she was drunk.
But
of power.
those of you listening out there, that happens to real people, okay?
That happens all the time.
Because people get greedy. They get a little bit of something and they want more, and then they want absolute power. So, and of course, I mean, like Tyrion was saying, she believed that was her fate, that she was born to do that because of the whole dragon thing, because of what she went through also, and she truly believed it, but then she got a little crazy with it. So, sorry, Daenerys.
I know.
And you shouldn't have done that to Jon. You get too greedy.
You said probably we were thinking that instead of killing
I
her,
didn't think he would kill her though.
Yeah, you didn't think he would kill her, but you were telling me when the episode was playing that why he didn't imprison her or something, and the answer was that she has a freaking dragon. You know, she controls the armies. So
yeah, well, she would always be a threat. That's what everyone was saying. As long as she would be alive and you're alive, you will always be a threat to Daenerys, to the crown, because of who you are. You know, so I guess that was the only option. And Jon did it. That was the only option.
Yeah.
Tell us what you guys think out there, okay?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm still upset about that, to be honest with you. And also now we feel like we feel like in a void, because when a series like this ends, and
epic series.
it was very epic. Or we want to see more, and we will, I guess, in the prequel. But I don't know, this thing with prequels. I don't know if they do it to have more time to then do a sequel, But
I don't know.
These prequels, like we did it with Star Wars, we did it with Harry
I
Potter.
can see this with prequels, though. Well, first they did leave it open for future, of course, right? They did leave it open.
I'm sure, and this is a good news, I think, that the ending is so freaking open that for sure there can be a sequel.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be anytime soon. It's gonna be years from now, because there is a prequel in the works. So maybe in 10 years or something like that, we will have a sequel.
Basically, like how everything came to be, because they did have to go with Bran back in time to find out the history of these people, like why they hate each other, why they get along. You have multiple generations throughout the seasons and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of go back to some of the history as how it came to be. What's the history of this Iron Throne to begin with? I mean, we saw a snippet of it when Daenerys talked about her brother and it being made of 1,000 swords. So we don't know the story with that.
Yeah, we have very little background in the series about that, unless it's explained in the books. But I don't know, maybe you guys can tell us. But yes, there's many loose ends and beginnings. So
Right?
a prequel does
Well,
make
like think
sense.
of like what about what's his name? Littlefinger. Did I call him
Yeah.
Butterfinger?
Yeah.
Littlefinger. I would have called him the early story guy.
Butterfinger.
But Littlefinger, okay? Remember he I'm laughing. He fell in love with Sansa's mother. They would go back in history in time saying about how he loved her since they were kids. So there was always like a flashback to history. In history between, these people, like the Baratheons and all that kind of stuff. So
I know.
I think it'll be very interesting because they can make it really, really interesting. So.
But when they killed Butterfinger, when they kill him, when Sansa killed him, Butterfinger. It was a very satisfaction moment, right? That guy was
so
a freaking
fast.
schemer. He was plotting and going behind people's back, trying to put people against people.
But
So I got satisfied with that ending, and he lasted almost to the end. But this ending for Jon Snow, I'm not satisfied with that.
you wanted him to be king? I mean, what?
No,
what
I don't
you
care he's
expecting?
king. First of all, I wanted him
What
to
would you
have
have
more
expected?
epic fights. And secondly, I wanted him to have a more prominent place of respect than he had now.
Like at the hand of Bran.
Not
or
the hand,
something?
but at least not expelled like a piece of crap, really.
Maybe that was his only option because he killed the queen. That was pretty major. But back in those times, doesn't like that give you the right to be king or queen next?
Exactly, he will be the next. He had all
I mean,
the
back in
things.
those times. What am I talking
Yes.
about? This is all sci-fi.
This is all
so
fun.
it's not like history.
Well, in medieval times, if you kill the king or the queen, you will be killed by and the next person in the succession will be whoever is next in the family. And he was a bastard, or he was not even a Stark, so he would never could aspire to be king. So in a real monarchy, he will be dead. Okay, so yeah, for sure. Okay,
But knowing that he's the true heir, he could have come out and said it at any time, but he didn't do it because that's his modesty. That's Jon Snow.
yeah, he's too good.
So does it pay to be good? I don't know.
Well, again, it's fantasy. I'm sure these writers wanted to put different twists. They didn't want it to be so obvious. They knew most people were expecting the end to be Jon Snow being king. In the previous episodes, most people were expecting Jon Snow to fight and kill the Night King, and of course, just to make things different. They switches. But let me tell you, sometimes making things different just to get to have some wow moment it doesn't work sometimes.
That was a good shocker, though. I really like that shocker. I like that Arya did it. She's the warrior. By the way, what do you guys think about Arya kind of leaving?
So she's leaving like Dora the Explorer to check for the
Dora the Explorer.
she's just I just mentioned Dora the Explorer because the other day we went to see a movie and I saw a poster about Dora the Explorer. Do you know they're coming out with a movie?
No.
I think that's great.
But
anyway,
I don't follow those things. But I guess that's good because she always said, "Oh, she's not a lady. This is not her." And she was like that from the very beginning. She was a little bit of she liked to fight, not your typical sort of what do they call it? She wasn't like a lord, but a lady.
Mm-hmm.
She was not your typical lady, if you want to call it, but she liked to fight. So, and she was exploring what's out there for her. So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, her story. I mean, in the last episode was really not much relevant. But that's because she really had a very big spotlight in the previous ones.
Yeah.
So now it was all about Daenerys and Jon Snow and
Well,
so.
she really made it from the beginning to the end.
By the way, I wanted to mention. Did you guys notice, by the way, that in the previous episode, the entire cave below the Red Keep collapsed? Was it Red Keep? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Collapsed in King's Landing, killing Cersei and Jaime. The entire cave, I mean, if you go back, I clearly remember they hugging and the whole thing collapsing on them, not just a section. Now, they show
It's like a pile.
Tyrion climbing the freaking thing,
Cheers.
and there is only one little spot of rubble where they died.
I
so
knew it was going to be.
I
his
told
hand
you
sticking out.
if they just move a few steps to the left, you know,
Good
they
point.
will have
Or
survived.
They could have tried dodging a few of those.
I mean,
perhaps.
yes. I mean, come on.
And just a layer of rock. I think you can still be breathing, right?
Come on.
I
And
guess
by
you
the
can
way,
switch
that same
that
hole,
weight.
could have been used by them to climb. I saw it actually
But
in the previous
rocks
episode.
shift, so you know. It's
Yeah, I know it's a show, but I was so like upset about that, you
and
know,
it could only be Tyrion because he's
because he's
guy.
small, really. But
Yeah.
come on, they could have moved some rocks, you know, to survive. You do almost anything, right?
Yeah. But
Well,
he
but
did.
but he was already dead. He was stabbed several times, so he knew he was gonna die. And I
True.
guess Cersei is too weak or too flimsy.
Maybe he
to,
tried to pull her. That's why they're a little higher up at the top of the rocks.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we knew he was gonna. It was gonna be Tyrion. He needed to look for them. I knew that in the beginning. Like I need to be myself. I knew he was looking for them. So I was actually hoping that maybe somehow they survived. But
I know you were saying, "Oh, they survived.
But
He's
then
gonna
I'm like,
he's
no,
gonna
he's-
find them." And I said, "No."
but he's gonna find the hand, the gold. The gold hand. That's how he's
they
gonna
found
find
it.
it, which was
When
you know,
he found the hand, I thought he was gonna detach it, by the way,
why?
to keep it as a
Like
a symbol or something. But
that thing's too heavy.
yeah, anyway, it was a very tragic moment, by the way. We are laughing about it, but it was very well done. And you know, I'm surprised how prominent the role of Tyrion is, or was. Tyrion was. His role was really, really prominent.
Well, I mean, look at all he went through too. That's why there's a prequel, because you're going to get to see what happened to Tyrion. How badly was he treated when he was younger, when he basically killed his mother.
If they go back,
born.
if they go back to the time when he
True.
was still alive, or
True.
you know, because they could decide to go even further back, and the reason they would do that is because, like the same reason they did with Star Wars and other things,
But then you can't
they don't
like
want to pay
everything.
the actors a lot of money, so they reset and they hire new actors. So
Well,
you know,
It's definitely going to be different actors if you're going back in time, I would think. But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there were, the show made, like any good show, there's a lot of, past references, references of the past. So, it sparks some interest. So, I don't know.
Well, guys, that's it. We don't have any more Game of Thrones. It's over. Okay. It lasted only freaking 6 episodes. What is it? 6 episodes or
They
8?
could have made it longer.
It's ridiculous. I think. I mean, you don't do that. You don't do a series of 6 freaking episodes. Come on. You call that a series? I remember just a few years ago when a TV series show had freaking 24 episodes per season.
But these are like mini movies. Tonight was an hour and a half. So
I know,
think
but
they could have stretched
do you
it a
care
little
a
bit
lot?
more, though.
Tell
They
me
could have
something.
stretched it a little
Do
more.
you care more about the special effects and the quality of the cinematography and all that than on the story? I'd rather
I like
have,
both.
of course, but I'd rather have cheaper surroundings, cheaper effects, and more story, and more character development. That's in my opinion. I don't know, because we are left wanting more, but also it's an economics game, so.
Well, I think we all have to move on with our summer, right?
Yes. By the way, do you guys see the Westworld trailer? Westworld is coming into next year, so that's something that we're gonna see for
That's
sure.
too dark. You've been watching that. It's too dark for me. It's too violent.
Yeah, it
I
was
can't.
hard to watch
I
at
can't.
some points, but
I did the first season, and I don't think I can do this. I couldn't do the last
well,
one.
you could do it with
was
fast
too
forward.
It was too violent. True.
Yeah,
I think it's
I had to say I did
too
fast
much.
forward some of the scenes because it's too bloody for me.
Too violent.
Yeah.
I think it was unnecessary. But anyways,
All right,
tell us
guys.
what you guys think.
Yes, please leave us some comments
Sad but
when you see
content,
this video.
that's what I
If you
say.
do, we really appreciate you tuning in and sharing with us. And we will probably do this with the next big series that we watch. It's fun to comment, and again, we really appreciate you watching.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, and I see you next time. If you liked this video, please don't forget to subscribe, give us some feedback and thumbs up. Thank you so much, and we see you next time.
Next time.